Okay, it's starting to look a little bit like spring around here in northern Norway, and I have a few projects I want to get done before spring is here and the frost is out of the ground and I have to start the excavation season. And one of those things are, as I mentioned last year when I bought this case mini excavator, that was this S50 connection that are here. It's way too heavy for this little machine. So S50 is for bigger machines than this, 8 tons and up I think. But that means I have to change out this quick connector from S50 to S40, and I also have to change out the Tiltrotator because that is also S50. So the quick connection is easy. I just bought a new quick connector with S40 hydraulic like this one. For the Tiltrotator it's not economical to build it over for S40, but I do have this here that we built in earlier videos up there, link. So this one is S40. It's actually, I bought it for the Terex since I didn't have the case at that time, and yeah, the Terex has S40 already, so you can see the size here. This is S50 and here is S40, so yeah, quite a bit smaller and quite a bit weight saved right here and at the Tiltrotator and everywhere. So I do have a weight, so we can weigh the S50 against the S40 and all the other things. And the other thing we need to do is to take this S50 connection off the bucket and put an S40 on it. I will go get it and you'll see the difference. So here we have the S50 with the S40 inside. So there is a big difference. On the S50 the bolts are 50 millimeters, on the S40 the bolts are 40 millimeters. So I don't know, that's probably why it has its name, but we have to take this whole chunk of metal off and put this one on. So that will be quite some welding and quite some cutting. As you can see, I made a little bit of a mess in here. I took off this cover here and cover over here because I have two buttons for releasing the bucket. This button is for activating the quick connector on the Tiltrotator, and the button right here is for activating the Quickcoupler that are on the machine. And this one didn't work. When I did the job where the Cobelco had tipped at the house with all the clay and everything, I tried to take the Tiltrotator off because I wanted to excavate only with the bucket because that's a lot quicker, more power on the machine and everything. When I was excavating for, I'll put a link for it up here, when I was excavating and the wheel loader was carrying it away. But I couldn't get the Tiltrotator off, so I checked with a shop that sells these machines, and they said, oh, it's probably just rusted or something like that since it haven't been off in a long time. And I was like, okay, probably that's why. And when I disconnect the Tiltrotator here on the coupling, it starts making a beeping sound inside and a lot of noises, so that wasn't so fun. So I talked with the Encon guys, and I need a dummy plate to put in here so it knows that the Tiltrotator is taken off, not that the wire is broken. So I ordered that dummy plate and I started to figure out why doesn't this quick coupler here work on the machine so I can release the Tiltrotator. And here is the thingy that does it. It's just a magnetic valve that opens and close, so you are using the tilt on the bucket, so when you curl all the way in, you are with this activated, you are activating the quick coupler. And I couldn't get power here no matter what I tried, so I started searching and I found the wires coming from the boom and the wires coming from the switch, and everything went through this one, and this one went back to the Encon control box that we have right here. So I thought, okay, this is a switch that we need to activate the quick coupler with. Tried all the switches with a test lamp on and everything, and nothing worked. So I did the easiest thing. I just cut off the Encon and went straight through, and voila, everything was working. And the funny thing is then, just in the moment I release the Tiltrotator from the machine, I get it. It's the fucking dummy plate that you are putting in here instead. So when you are putting the dummy plate in here, the Encon box knows the tiltrotator is disconnected, not broken wire, and then it activates the Quickcoupler on the machine. Did I feel stupid when I did all this work, searching and everything, and it was so easy. And the funny thing, the day after, the dummy plate arrived, and yeah. So now I have this one to put in here, so when I'm disconnecting the tiltrotator like now, I will put the dummy plate in. The box knows that the tiltrotator is disconnected, the wire is not broken, and it will activate the Quickcoupler. So nice safety feature that I now have disconnected. So I saved the ends, so now I have to figure out what's what and connect it again, so it works as it should, because that's the way I want it to work. So if I have someone else driving the machine, they can't release the tiltrotator with all the hoses and wires and everything without really meaning it by putting the dummy plate in. So nice safety feature, Encon. I like it. But the other thing I also noticed is you can see this pin, or this is only 4 or maybe 5 wires in it, nothing more. 5 it probably is. And my other one, if you see in that series when I'm fixing the controls, we'll put a link up here. Here are 16 pins and 16 wires, so there is a difference. So I'm guessing this one run by CAN bus or something like that. So we have to figure out what we have to move from this one to make it work on this control system. But first off, let me just get the wires back together, and then we can release it for the first time. I just tested that it's releasing, never taken it off. So I disconnected the magnetic valve up here, and now I just have this test lamp, so when this one lights up, then we have the right configuration. And let's see. Yeah, I just tested here, so we should get, we need probably ignition on, so this one switches on. No heartbeat. Funny. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we did it correct on the first try. So, with this dummy plug in, we have connection, we have power. Let's see if we take the dummy plug out. We lose this connection. So, that's how that works, if you're wondering. Alright, then I can just solder the rest here, and then my mistake has been undone. Took me some time, but I also did see something else here. I got the fuse out, but this fuse, number 3, for the lights, it was totally melted almost. So I have to see, probably install some relays and stuff like that, but that's okay. We are putting a lot more lights on this one than we have now. 3 here and 1 there. What's that? Not enough. So for disconnecting this tiltrotator, we have to take off 4 things. For once, this plug that we have already done. Here we have the central lubrication system that goes down in here and all the way around in the tiltrotator. We have to take this off. This hydraulic coupler here, and 1 hydraulic coupler on this side. So I'm guessing this is the twist kind that you screw on and screw off. Maybe, I don't know, we'll figure it out, I guess. Right, oops. Let's get something to put that in. Same stuff here, nice and easy. Whoops. Lots of whoops. So, there's the plug. That was So the other side was the same, but the other type, so then you can put them together. And I'm guessing here we need to actually disconnect this coupler because it's just too big. All right, then it's ready. Let's try and take the tiltrotator off for the first time ever, or the first time ever for me with this machine. I'm guessing it has been off some time before, but okay, let's see if this works. First time ever taking it off as long as I'm owning it. Then we have to curl in. And now it should be loose. Yep, it is. So it'll be fun to see what this one weighs compared to this one, and the same with the Quickcoupler. How much does this weigh compared to the other one? We can actually look at the sign. This one weighs 75 kilos, just the Quickcoupler. Let's see what the new one weighs. 40 kilos. 40 kilos on the new one, the old one 75. Wow. That's quite a bit of weight just in this lump here. And then we still have this compared to that, so it will be probably a much smoother machine operating now when we can switch this out. So what I'm most curious about is to see what's under this cover. How does this do thingy work? What makes the controls go? So, but for that I will take them in the garage with the heat in. It's not that warm out yet, so we'll move this one out of the way and then we'll fire up the Terex and get this one connected the way it should be, take the bucket off, and then we can weigh them. Alright, here they are, side by side, S40, S50. There is a difference, that's for sure. So the housing and everything else, so the model number on these two are the same. Both are on EC206 from Encon, and this housing, everything else is just the same. This one has, I'm guessing, a lot less hours on it. The machine has run 900 hours, and the machine is a 2014, and this is a late 2015 model Tiltrotator. So everything is the same, except the connection under and over. So as you can see, under it's a lot smaller as well. So let's get the weight, let's weigh them and see what the difference is. Alright, the S50 version is weighing 225.5 or 225 kilos. So that's quite a bit of weight. Let's see what the S40 does. The S40 Tiltrotator weighs 184 kilos. So that is actually 41 kilos less than this guy. And if we then do the Quickcoupler as well, we are actually saving 80. Is it something like that? We are saving 76 kilos we are saving. In the end of this long boom and stick, we are saving 76 kilos by going for the S40. So that's a lot of weight. 76 kilos is a couple of liters of dirt, for example. So this will be pretty great, I think. It will be really noticeable. And here we have the new grading bucket for the S40 tilt rotator connection for this machine. So that will also be really great testing this out. But let's get these two tiltrotators in the garage and open the cover and see what is the difference between the control systems here. What do we need to move over from the S50 to the S40 to make this one work with this control system? Both tiltrotators are inside my garage, and yeah, a little bit top heavy this table right now, but hopefully no big problems. Seems sturdy-ish enough. So right now we need to take off these covers right here. So this was a little bit easier than I thought. I found all the cables for the hydraulic valves on the tiltrotator and all these cables, because you can see here here is the supply from the excavator, and everything is coming down into this socket here, and that is going back to this controller here. So this is probably a CAN bus controller or something like that, tucked away under this cover, and all the wires for the valves are coming from this one. So should be pretty easy to move everything over, and the cables have numbers on them, so then I can make myself a map so I can see where they are going. So the markings that were on the cables was so faded that I made my own, and I made my own map of where everything is going. So this is the inlet, you can see here. So I know the orientation, and now I marked the cables and I made a map. So now I can disconnect everything from this S50 tiltrotator and then disconnect everything here, because this is not in the right order anyways. I have to put it in the right order when it gets back here. And what I'm doing here is, here I'm releasing all the hoses, and I am finding the original ones and putting back, and here I'm moving the hoses and everything over here. So I will take, not these, but these here, everything coming up here, I will move over to this tiltrotator, and then move the original from this over to this with the 16 pin. And yeah, that's it. So let's just get everything off this one. When I rebuilt this Tiltrotator, I made it from a 2 hose with a supply and a return to a 4 hose system. So the turning of the Tiltrotator was running on its separate lines from the Terex. But now we need to build it back again so it can have the same setup as this one, and that means I just remove the plugs right here and connect the hoses for the turn again here. So easy as that, in theory. It's a little bit tight here, but I think when I did this last time I didn't have all the valves on or something like that, so oh well, we'll make it do. I just removed this grease line to get a little bit more access. Okay, I'm guessing with my tools there is no other way to get this one tightened than to take off this valve up here, because you can see I can't get anything more down that way, and this way same story. So then I need to remove these 2 hoses and this valve here, pull it up, and then I can tighten this hose, and then I can secure it again. And I'm starting to wonder here if I did make this hose longer, because this one had to reach all the way up here, so it looks like it's a bit, no, it's the same length. So probably I just reused the hoses I had. Alright, so my suspicion was correct. I had made this hose longer. So you can see here these 2 are same length, and here the other 2 are not the same length anymore. So because I remember now they didn't have these fittings in the shop, so we just cut it off here and reused the fitting with a new pressure something, and made a longer hose. And I can also see that this is the hose that the local shop I uses. So that's why it didn't fit, because this hose that I just tried to put on was actually the longest hose, so it wouldn't fit correctly with the turn engine here. So on the turn engine I have everything, because I had to do the same thing here, disconnect everything, and yeah. So today it's Sunday, and my goal today was to get this one fitted to the case finished, and for doing that I have to steal the hoses from this guy, because they are identical as mentioned before, so the hoses are the same. So I will now just measure this one so I know where to cut it tomorrow. So then I will take this one to the shop and cut it tomorrow, and yeah, then we can put this one back together. And this S50, I do not need it, so plan A is to just sell it. So that's why I put everything back together, sell it with the Satan pin plug here, and yeah. But if I can get this one done today, that would be really great. So that is the plan right now. Okay, then the hoses are back on. So now it's the hoses from this one, or one of the hoses from that one, so I have to replace that tomorrow. But I measured this one, cut this one to 36 centimeters, and it will fit. So we will do that at the local shop and get a straight fitting on it. And yeah, so this one I will just leave now until tomorrow, and this we will finish off. So just took the padding and put it in there, cleaned this one a little bit off, and this is now ready for being installed. It's the wires. When the wires are done, it's just zip tying everything, and yeah, throw the lid back on, and it's remove the double hoses here. Just need one of these, and yeah, I have to, you can see this one is leaking a little bit, so I have to do something there. Also have to take this cover off and install this for the central lubrication, and all these hoses need to go over to this one. So still a bit to do, but it's still early in the day, early-ish, and yeah, nice weather and inside the garage, so no problem. And hopefully we can take it outside and test it in not too long time. I got the box in place and all the wires connected and tucked away like they should be, zip ties, so everything is secured. And yeah, now it's just this one. That means we have to remove all the hoses and wires and central lubrication from this one over to this one. We can remove these, I don't need them anymore. And same on this side, we have one we don't need, so remove that also out of the way. And yeah, going great. This only setback was the hose, but right, got the block here secured firmly to this one. It was just hanging by 2 screws, so I figured out the best time to do it, it's right now. And now I can also tuck this away a little bit more so we don't get the damage here. You can see on this one also, this is a problem area, it looks like it. So this one needs a new one. I figured it, saw that one when we came in now. So you can see there are a bit of grease here and stuff, but I will just use a fitting on this one. I have a few more. Okay, try and guess how much this one costs. Just guess in the comments, how much does this one cost? It surprises me. The lid for the Tiltrotator, expensive. This is insane. So, alright, let's get this on. Let's get this one hooked up, and then we will zip tie all the rest, and then it's out and change out the quick connector on the excavator. Okay, so there are 2 hydraulic lines we need to disconnect, and then we need to remove these bolts here, and then we should be able to pull the pins out, and voila! That's fun. So we got 13 mil in this end, and this end there are some Allen key, or what's this called? guessing that plate is coming off now. Oh yes. Right, then we just need to disconnect these two hydraulic hoses, and yeah, then it should be just to pull this pin out and the Quickcoupler is out. If you were wondering if there is a size difference between the S40 and the S50 connection, oh well, yes it is. So now it should be just to hook this one up, and yeah, nothing more actually. I'm guessing I need to change out these hoses. I think they are way too long for these type of connections because they are coming straight up, not out to the side like on the S50. So probably I need to get these ones new in the morning as well. But yeah, I can live with that. With the space I get between, I need to have these shims, or else it would be really sloppy. I can see I could have a little bit more still, so I will go in and see if I have anything in this humongous size. Okay, the biggest one I got ain't close to this, so I have to order in some more. But for now, this will do. Alright, pin number 1 is in. That's way too much stop here. Definitely need to order some new shims. These crazy small locking pins. It'll be fun to see how long they will last. Right, let's see if this new hydraulic Quickcoupler works. If it works, we should see the blue pin come out here when it's open. And we should also see this latch going in. Then the beep. And release. It works. Nice. Let's get that Tiltrotator out. Oh, there goes GoPro. I will probably regret this decision, but I don't want to start up the T-Rex again then. So let's just roll it down. Should go. No problem. Ooh. Alright, first S40 ever on this machine probably. Alright, then it's the moment of truth. Does the Tiltrotator work? Have we done something right? So we are a good amount of weeks later, been busy with other stuff, but time to finish this project, changing out for S50 to S40. Done the most parts, and buckets are ready, and I got my friend with a lathe to machine some shims for me, so we will install these shims so we don't have, you can see there is just a little bit of slop, so we just take the bolts a little bit out and then insert them, and should be good. Alright, we are ending this video off here. Buckets are ready, claw is almost ready, just needs some new connections. Tiltrotator is working great on this one. The other Tiltrotator is sold, sent, the guy got it already, so that will be fun to see him getting it on his Terex actually. And yeah, there is a lot of new stuff happening, so that's why the videos have been a little bit late lately, but I will catch up to it soon. And after this video, the next one will probably be the wheel loader, and after wheel loader we are taking a look at this guy. Yes, this is just great, so I'm really excited about it. But anyways, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.